If you're like me and the other members I coach, you're busy and you want a simple plan to follow. That's why in this episode, we're going to break down what is going to be the best starting plan for you, actually teaching your body how to burn body fat. What's going to be the best way so you can lose weight quickly, but you can importantly keep the weight off as well. And we're going to break down into what the metabolic priming phase is, the best starting phase to actually get your body burning body fat, dropping inflammation. But really importantly, because we see this all too often, there's three big things that you have to avoid to make sure that you can lose weight, you can keep it off, and you can just enjoy your days, enjoy your life whilst being in great shape. As this is the starting plan that Chaz used to be able to lose 13 kilos of fat, gain 2 kilos of muscle, and get those results in just 10 weeks' time. And this is also what Michael used to start off his body transformation, being able to get lean and muscular in a short amount of time. But what I love about Michael's transformation was he was able to do it with a crazy travel and work schedule. As when we look at it, why do so many committed and smart men and women struggle to be able to lose weight? It's simply because they're trying to follow the wrong plan, and they've got a plan that's not able to fit into their lifestyle, and they just probably don't enjoy following, because that's why so many people fail at losing weight and actually keeping it off. And have you wondered, no matter how hard you try or no matter what diet you follow, the stubborn, hard to lose weight just isn't coming off? Because let's be perfectly honest, what happens so much of the time when we decide, right, it's time for us to lose weight, it's time for us to get in shape, we cut our calories, we start eating less food, we start exercising more, we're really motivated in those first couple of weeks, and sure, we start losing a little bit of weight to come off with, but then it starts to slow down, and then it stops, and then no matter what you try and do, you're battling through hunger, you're battling through cravings, you're just not feeling right throughout the days, and it gets really hard, and you probably have to kick the bucket on the diet you were trying to follow. This is why I want to walk you through the three big things that you need to avoid to easily be able to get you start losing weight and keeping it off. Because really this all starts with you not having to count calories. As, let's be honest, we're busy, there's stress in our lives, there's 101 things that we're trying to do each and every day. We're juggling responsibilities such as work, life, family, and then if you're trying to count your calories, you're trying to use a calorie tracking app at every single meal, you're trying to weigh your foods out, it just becomes too hard, it becomes too confusing, and it doesn't work. And this is where the nutrition myths, the absolute lies, can make things so much harder for you, and I don't want you getting caught up in. Because things such as you've got to be eating clean the entire time, or that you've got to be constantly eating every 2 hours to spike your metabolism, or that you shouldn't be eating carbohydrates after 4 or 6 p.m. or some magical time. And this is where science shows that everything to do with you being able to burn the fat is not just all about calories. And it's also the importance of hormones come into play, and how you can get your body being able to burn off fat faster than you could ever before. And how you're able to manage, balance, and control these hormones starts really simply with the foods that you eat, the choices of what foods you're going to eat. And that's why we can break it down into the simple PVFC meal model that I'll pop a link below, walking you through, as this really starts to answer what foods you should be eating, when you should be eating, how much you should be eating. And what we do to really make this as simple for what you can use today is starting the metabolic priming phase. This is where we're actually going to be smarter with the food choices, actually getting your body, teaching your body how to burn body fat, dropping inflammation, dropping excess water, and getting you into the basic behaviors, the actual habits that you can follow through with easily to be able to lose the weight. And why I also love the quote from Jay Teeter in our recent interview where he said, "Calories matter, I just don't count them."
Yeah, well, they're both very true to some degree. Although I will say this, the insulin dogma is too narrow-minded, and we need to broaden that. So I would say hormones matter, and hormones matter a lot, and calories matter, and calories matter a lot. One of my favorite sayings, I think it was Arnold Schwarzenegger said this, he said, "Calories matter, I just don't count them," right? and what that and what that essentially says to us is that certainly we know. I mean, anyone who says calories don't matter is just never done any work in this field. We know that calories absolutely matter. The amount of energy you put in your body matters.
So in this metabolic priming phase, to get you started from today, what we're going to focus on is eating lean protein. You're going to be eating veggies, especially from the all-you-can-eat carb list. Then you're going to be eating good quality fats, and we're going to be much smarter about your carbohydrate intake, especially at the start between these starting 7 to 14 days, bringing your starchy and fruit carbs back. We can start to control the important storage hormone insulin. We can start to bring about more glucagon and get your body burning fat. Because remember, insulin stimulates lipogenesis, which is the production of fat, and inhibits the actual lipolysis, which is the burning of fat. But what's really cool when we start to do this, and what actually starts happening on a physiological and psychological aspect, is you're going to be actually eating less, satisfied throughout the day. You're not going to be getting hungry. You're not going to be craving the foods that you're trying to avoid. And this is where we can set you up for automatic fat loss, which is you being able to eat less, be satisfied, and being able to have the right hormonal environment for you to burn fat. As also, let's be honest, in this starting 7 to 14 days, in this metabolic priming phase, you're most motivated, and we want to jump on that. We want to use that, and we want to be able to cut out sugar, dairy, wheat, and gluten. We want to cut out the processed junk foods. We want to cut out the foods that you know that you shouldn't be eating, because let's be perfectly honest, you're smart. You know what good quality food is, so you just need to start eating less crap. But also, I completely understand that can be much harder than said. So what I'll also do in the full article that I'll link to below is having the actual shopping list. So you can see the foods that you can be using. You can see how we break it down into the proteins, veggies, fats, and carbs for you to be choosing, so you can easily throw together your meals. And this is also where we don't need to be doing the mental math of the calorie counting, and we can use the portion control guide, easily using your hand to be able to eyeball how much food you can eat so you can happily get on with each day. So we've debunked the myth of having to count calories. We've made it super simple for what you're going to be able to follow. We've got the meal plan being able to set up in your starting metabolic priming phase. Now let's go into the training, because especially the traditional cardio is not the most effective fat loss strategy. Because I'm scared thinking about how many hours I've spent slogging and sweating it out on the bike and on the treadmill. But when it really comes down to, we can base your training and your movement, your exercise, starting with metabolic resistance training, being the most effective and efficient way to get your body burning fat. The key benefits that come around with metabolic resistance training is the workouts are shorter. These workouts can be lasting from 20 to 45 minutes in length. They're going to be intense. They're going to be actually being able to boost your metabolism, having the epoch effect. So you're actually burning more calories for up to 38 hours after every workout. And then there's the frequency. So many people are trying to slog out their workouts every single day. We usually start with 3, most likely 4 MRT sessions just in a week, and then we can start including metabolic conditioning or even just walking to be able to help recovery and getting your body transforming from week to week. So a super easy training example split could be Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, you're doing your metabolic resistance trainings. On Wednesdays and Sundays, you can just go out for a walk. On Saturdays, you could do a short 15 to 20 minute metabolic conditioning session. Because one of the reasons why traditional cardio is not the best fat loss strategy is it's not being able to increase the amount of calories that you're burning outside of the actual workout. So many people are totally consumed with the fat burning zone, and it's a complete myth with just trying to stick to the fat burning zone for you to have the best fat loss results. What the right style of training is, especially with this MRT and with metabolic conditioning, is we're getting you to produce higher growth hormone. More growth hormone is going to equal more fat loss, and we produce more growth hormone by producing a high amount of lactate. So this is why these workouts are designed the way they are, so we get your body to be able to produce more lactate, produce more growth hormone, and have better fat loss. Now, the other big myth that comes about is people trying to cut back their carbs, or even trying to cut back their fats, or even probably trying to cut back both. But the problem is trying to eat too clean, trying to be too restrictive, to deprivation style dieting is just going to be an absolute funk. It's a fool's way of going about it, because you need to be able to focus and have a plan that's going to be switching on your fat loss hormones. Things where all of this works together. It's not like just we're going to isolate one hormone and say, right, if we just lower insulin, like what the low carbers are going to try and have you think, then that's going to be the sole answer. Because then there's the backlash effect. There's the other things that are happening, such as thyroid. What's going to be happening with your metabolism? Is it going to be dropping if you're trying to cut your calories down, if you're trying to cut your carbs back too much? Especially if you're trying to follow too much of a restrictive deprivation diet, you can have the actual conversion of thyroid hormone from T4 to T3 be impaired. But then what about leptin? Leptin can be actually, when going the wrong way, when it's out of whack for a technical term, can make you hungrier, can make you actually not want to go and exercise, and that is a perfect storm for you not losing weight. And this is where really easily you just need to combine the right meal plan, the right training, the few right lifestyle factors such as getting good quality, getting good quantity of sleep, being able to manage some stress in your cortisol, brings about amazing fast fat loss results. And this is where you don't need to be slogging it out, struggling, battling through hunger, battling through cravings, going through low energy each day. It can be so much easier. But this is why we designed the My Body quiz, that you'll be able to click the link below, get access to it. It's going to be simply answer a few questions and you'll be matched with the best starting meal plan. We're going to be able to start you off with the metabolic priming phase with the actual workouts, but you'll also get access to the videos stepping you through the process, making sure that we answer all of your questions. And so to make sure that you get the most out of you being here right now, I wanted to wrap this up to be sure that you're not having to count calories, that you know the answer to how much to eat, what foods to eat, and when to eat. You're making sure that you've got smarter workouts, especially starting with your metabolic resistance training, getting workouts in that can start from just 4 times a week to be able to accelerate your results. And then you're not depriving yourself. You're not going through a deprivation diet. You're not trying to be too restrictive. You're not trying to do something that's going to be too hard. Because let's be perfectly honest, this is one reason why I believe 95% of people fail to lose weight and keeping it off. They don't have a plan that suits their body. They don't have a plan that suits them and their lifestyles. So if we get you doing something that you enjoy, we can get you fast results. We certainly will, but importantly, you're going to be able to keep that weight off. You're not going to be going through the yo-yo dieting. Now, even more importantly as well, in the next episode, I'm going to be walking you through the PVFC meal model. I'm going to walk you through the portion control guide and how all of this wraps together, so you know exactly what it is that you need to do when it comes to you putting your meals together, how to easily put your meals together, and how to get in great shape and then happily go on with each and every day. So thank you so much for being here. Make sure you click the link below, take the My Body quiz, get access, and start the meal plan and workout so you see the results for yourself. It's not my body, it's your body, and I want to help you go on your transformation. So thank you so much for being here, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next episode. Now it's time for you to get the most out of this and comment below. This is where I will personally come in and give you the answers that you need. And as always, the best discussions happen over at mybodyblend.com. This is where I can give you all the guides, programs, and insights that I can't fit in these episodes. Plus the free diets and workouts are there waiting for you now. And if you did like this episode, then be sure to hit subscribe so you never miss an episode and I can send them straight to you. I'm looking forward to seeing you soon here and in the My Body Blends only community.